Hi, have you ever wondered how one measurement can be used for different kind of style for one client? If you want to know that, stick with me, let me explain to you. So today, we'll be treating how to take a proper measurement, and when I mean measurement that goes beyond not just a blouse and a top. I mean from skirt to trousers to gown, all the measurement that you need. So, and I've heard a lot of videos, I've seen a lot of videos about people just taking some measurement, and when they want to take some other measurement for corset, it becomes a problem. So today I'll be treating you how I take my measurement in accurate, from trouser making to skirt to dress and everything. So stick along. So if you're new to my channel, please kindly welcome to my channel. This is Larry Arrow, so in class with Larry Arrow signature. And if you're an OG, welcome back to my class. So today, without wasting much of our time, we're going to measurement make it taken. So the first measurement we'll be taking is for a lady. Yes, so I'll be using a mannequin just to avoid touching a lady inappropriately. So this is my mannequin. Yes. So first we have to do is the basic measurement for ladies are the bust, waist, and the hip. Most people take it in the wrong way, but I'll explain to you in a very short second. So what I do first is I wrap my hand around my client. Okay, to avoid issues, I take it like this. You can see this is my 1 inch. Take it like this. You see, it goes all over to the bust. You see what I'm doing? So make sure that you only have one finger, just one finger holding the measurement. So if I have it like this, so I can adjust the back. It's not supposed to be low. Okay, this is too low. You have to take it a bit higher. It has to be on the same line with the bust. Okay, you can see. So this is the bust measurement, and make sure that it's adjustable enough. Just move it a little bit forward and backward, left and right, just a little bit. Just make sure that it's not so firm. Okay. After that is done, you can write down your measurements. Okay, that's that. So next you go to is the waist, and most times waist can mean a lot of things. So first of all, there's a lower waist and there's a natural waist. So natural waist is where you have your tiny waist at the back. You can see that's the natural waist. The slimest part of the lady's waist, that's the natural waist. So you can take a measurement on the natural waist. So you can see what I've just done. So you can roll it like this and like this, just a little bit. One finger inside, so it doesn't add more to it. So move it left and right to your shore. Once you get it, this is your natural waist. Then the next one is to go to your either skirt waist or trouser waist, depending on how you want to do, because some ladies don't take their waist up. Some take it, most especially for the trousers, they take it a little bit down, which most times can be below the abdomen. It's not a bad thing, but it's also a good way. So you can ask your client, is this where you put your trouser measurement, trouser waist, or you take it on the natural waist? Some of them will tell you, because these little issues can affect your length. Because if you take it on natural waist and the customer takes it at the lower waist, it becomes more longer. So just to avoid some little issues, so you go to your natural waist, also you take your measurement. Ask the client, is this how you take your measurement? Is this where you put your trouser or your skirt? If you say yes, then take it, like I said again, one finger inside and you move it left and right, left and right. I will go to that to go. So the next one is your hip measurement. Hip measurement is the biggest part of the bumps. So you can see me. You can see, I take it round in one go. Okay, so you see this is my measurement. Initially, it's covering the biggest parts, but in some cases, hip can span a little bit lower or a little bit higher, depending on the client. Some clients have normal hip here, whereas at the downside, they have more at the bum bumps. Just look at the biggest parts, just to make it easier for you. So just take it, like I said, you move it a bit left and right to be sure that it's okay. So what I normally do in most cases, most especially if I'm doing trousers, I make sure that I move the tape till it drops. So what I have here is 44. So I keep moving left and right, left and right, left and right till it drops on its own. So if my 44 goes through easily, that means my 44 is my accurate hip. This might not apply to everybody, but for me, I like it like this, so I can easily get the accurate hip measurement. That's 44 for me. So that is me taking all the circumference. So now, next one to take is the length. After taking the circumference, I'm taking the length now. So the first length I would take is, initially, what we have been taught in school is shoulder, from the shoulder to where your blouse is. kind of not in this modern days. Those really don't apply. So what I do is I take the measurement gradually, step by step. So first measurement for the length is I write down shoulder to bust point. Okay, I'll take it from this shoulder. Shoulder is from the neck here. You can see, not from here. From this here, that's my next point. So from here, I put my tape here, then I put my hand this way. I ask the customer, is this your breast point? Is this your nipple? Or whichever one you want to use for. Is this it? If you say yes, then I'll not touch it, but I'll just make sure that I can visibly see where it is. You can see I'm touching my mannequin because the mannequin. So this will be my 10.5. Okay. So I proceed to make sure that I go to my under bust. Yes, under bust. So from the measurement, I go all the way down to the under bust. Under bust, I put my hand inside, not assume it. Put my hand inside to be sure that I'm touching the skin underneath. That's what makes it successful and a very nice corset. So as I look at it and I say, okay, this is it. So instead of me dropping it to the waist, I don't do that. Once I drop it here, I leave this one here and I touch this and I continue with my length. So now the waist is what I need now. Shoulder to waist. I've gotten my shoulder to bust, shoulder to under bust, now shoulder to waist. Like I said, shoulder to waist in the blouse is natural waist. So which means I have to look at the back to be sure of wherever it is. So let me take it like this. So look at where it is. So you can see this is my natural waist. So I get this will be my natural waist, 19. Okay, so that's that. In some cases, I go as far as getting shoulder to hip. In most cases, if it's a blouse, shoulder to hip is applicable. So I just go shoulder to hip. Wherever the biggest part applies, that's where I just look at it. That's my shoulder. So in a sense, I've done shoulder to bust, shoulder to under bust, shoulder to waist, and shoulder to hip. Are we good to go on that? So, because most of my measurements for ladies are basically around the construction of the upper side, if you know what I mean, like the corset, the waist snatching, the corset, basically the tightening of the rope at the back is just around the upper side. So to focus more on the upper side, the next one I'll take is my shoulder. So my shoulder, I'll touch the bone here and the bone here. There's always a bone at the shoulder, so I touch the bone, I feel the bone. Once I feel it, and I take my tape rule like this. So I make sure that it's on the bone. You see, once on the bone, I've gotten my measurement from ear to ear. That's my bone. That's my shoulder. Okay, that's my shoulder measurement. So after that is done, next one I have to do. This one is totally optional, but for my corset, I do it. What I do is I look at the back of the neck here. You can see the last bone that is visible at the back. So because the mannequin I can't see it, but it should be around somewhere here. Okay, my back neck, the bone at the spinal cord, the one that is more visible here. So I take my measurement from there to my natural waist. Okay, so this will be from here to my natural waist. Whatever I have here, I call it nape. This point is called the nape. Okay, I call it nape to waist. Nape is spelled N-A-P-E. Okay, so from here I have measure my down to the waist is called nape measurement. So that is, for mine is 13.5. So nape measurement. Okay, nape to waist, that's what I write on the paper, NA to waist. Okay, so why I take the waist measurement is because ideally people get it complicated when it comes to making a corset, making a bustier, making a princess line, making an off shoulder. Why? Because they don't get to, as most people just assume the right cup for the bust. But for me, I don't assume. I take it on the client's measurement. So as I'm taking a measurement, I can really predict what kind of cup you use, what kind of bra you use. That's my own logic. So what I do is, after taking neck to waist, I just compare. I take, before I took my shoulder to waist, right? You remember? So I take my shoulder to waist. I minus shoulder to waist from nape to waist. So what do I mean? The difference between this one here and this one here is what makes it excess. So the excess is what I use as my cup. I'll take that again. If my nape to waist is 15, let's say it's 15, and my shoulder to under bust, shoulder to waist is 18. So it means 18 minus 15 will give me 3. So that means my cup, or the breast cup of the person, or how busted the person is just like 3 inches. So most people don't know, they just assume 1.5 inches for everybody, and you see them having a cup that is kind of funny. It doesn't really work that way when it comes to fashion. You must make sure that, except you're doing a white lady's body, because their body seems to have a structural way. They have size 12, 10, 14, 16, anything like that. It's quite, their shapes are just like in a particular format. But if you're dealing with an African person, sometimes they have a smaller bust and a bigger waist. Sometimes they have bigger hip and a smaller bust. So you must be able to determine the cup as you're taking your measurement. It's very necessary. You don't have to assume, and when they come for fitting, it's just somehow. So please not that. So I just explain the shoulder to under bust, shoulder to nip to waist. So next thing I do is nipple to nipple. I must make sure I get the gaps between the both breast. So I ask them. First thing I ask them is, number one, now, this is your natural bra? And it seems funny why you're asking for my natural bra. Why I ask is because most times when they're coming, ladies, they do a wear bra in different occasions, so sometimes they don't wear tighted bra when they're just on a casual or probably at home. So you have to be sure that, oh, this is your normal bra, because most times the difference between your normal bra and your house bra might be 1 inch, and that 1 inch can create a lot of gap. So yes, I asked them before measurement, this is your normal bra? Oh, this is not my, I think I measured the client before like that. And she was like, I asked her, what's your normal bra? I said, it doesn't matter. I said, it's a matter. I said, okay, my normal bra is a little bit higher. I said, okay. And I said, okay, adjust it, let me see. So she adjusted it, and it's not coming more. So with that, I could be able to take a proper shoulder to bust, not that. So what I have to do is I take my tape roll. Most times I just come from here, from 10 inches. I just put it on this side and see how it looks. So I don't touch there, you're not allowed to touch the lady's body, just in case. So I put it here and I put it here. See what the distance is. So sometimes I get 7, 7.5, 7.58, depending on how busted the person is. So that says for my bust measurement. Okay. I haven't said that in some occasions I take my neck measurement. In some occasions, if I'm making like a shirt, a lady's shirt, and I just want to have all measurements together, so I take my neck. So my neck here is 14.5. So I just take the neck. I make sure that it's also free, it's visible, it can move up and down. That's necessary. So the next one I do is that, don't forget I already took shoulder to waist. Next, I'll put it from the waist. I want to get the length. Okay, I don't do straight dress length because that can be tricky because of the bust. So the bust can take a lot of things. So I come to the side. I watch where my natural waist is here. I take my tape on it, and I take it all the way down. Okay, so I just take it to the floor. I take it to whatever things they are wearing like that. Once I get it, I take it up. This is your waist to floor, or waist to floor. Or if you're taking waist to knee, from here you ask them where their knee is. So there's a trick to it. If I'm taking waist to floor, after I'm done taking the measurement, let's say it's 40, 41, 38, I ask them, are you wearing a heel for your dress, or is it just going to be like a normal heels, normal sandal? If they say normal sandal, I add 2 inch. 2 inch means it's going to flow a little bit on the normal sandal. If they say, oh, I'm wearing a heels, I ask them how long, what's the height of the inch? Okay, I ask them how long is the heels. Sometimes it can be 3, sometimes it can be 4. So once they tell me it's 4, I just add 4 plus 2 inch for flow. Okay, so that is being said. So now you understand the length. So in most cases also I'll be told to take, I think I've taken the natural waist. Okay, so for trousers also I just go ahead and say, okay, can you open your laps? I might not be able to take it, I can't take it on this mannequin. I tell them, open your laps, please. Open your laps. So I take my tape rule around the biggest part for the thigh now. Biggest part for ladies. Okay, I must make sure that it's closer enough. I mean, it's up enough, straight but up, not down as my thigh. That should be up. Okay, and my hands will be outside, so I move it left and right to make sure that it's free enough. After that is been done, I get whatever I get, I write it down. So I go to my knee, I do the same thing for my knee also. The knee has to be the knee, not after, not below. The knee has to be the knee, not below the knee. On the knee. So you move it left and right. So most cases I tell them to fold a bit, so I can know if they folded it, if it's going to affect the whole process or not. So that's that about that. So the next one I will do is my ankle. If I'm making a palazzo or I'm making a pencil trouser, I measure my ankle like that. So after that is been done, I go to my length, sleeve length. Okay, don't forget that when I took the shoulder, I was telling you touch the bone, feel the bone. Okay, from bone to bone. On this knot also, I'll still touch the bone. Okay, and draw the length wherever wrist stops. Wherever I wrist stop, that's where I'll be taking the length. Okay, so whatever I have there, that'll be my sleeve length. After that has been done, I go to my bicep. This is my bicep. Bicep is the biggest part of the arm. Sometimes we call it round sleeve. So bicep, I take it just like the way I took my thigh, my knee and the ankle, I take it round again. I make sure that it's flexible enough, and I tell the customer to fold their hands. Some a bit chubby ladies, when they're like this, it's normal, but when they're like this, it adds like 1 inch or 2 inches to the measurement, just to avoid not okay. So I just tell them fold it. Once they fold it, I measure it and I see what I want to do. So that gives me a better vision of what I'm working on. So I think that's just basically all. In most cases, I know some clients, some tailors or some designers go extra mile by measuring that. They measure from their nipple to their under bust. Just nipple from nipple to under bust. But I don't really do that because I've taken my shoulder to bust, shoulder to under bust. I can minus it from each other to get what I want to get. Do you understand what I'm saying? So on this note, this is just the basic trousers, basic measurements I use for basically all my clothes. If you want to get a dress length, it's not that easy. Like I said, after I've taken my shoulder to bust, I just come to the natural waist and I tell them if it's the knee length you want your dress to be, okay, where will it be on the knee? Is it below the knee or above the knee? So that gives me a proper structure of how it's going to be. And this measurement from year to year also make me know that there won't be any gap. Have you worn some clothes like that? I've seen a lady's clothes that if they wear it, it's just unnecessary gap around the back. But when it comes to mine, you can't see any gap because my nape to waist automatically, if I follow the measurements in my cutting, automatically eliminates some wrinkles around there. It becomes flat and it goes with the hip. Maybe subsequently you can see some of my videos on how to draft a proper skirt measurement where the hip part is considered, not that the length, the front and the back are the same, because the back takes more space, so I consider more allowance for the back. I explained that in my video. Please check out, I'm sure it's posted already. So if you have watched my video to this extent and you loved what I've done, please kindly consider subscribing, liking my page. And this is my first time I'm sharing my face on my video. Please kindly consider liking, sharing or subscribing to my video. See you all on the next video. Peace out. And you can drop comments in case you have any question, any concern you want to do. Please drop it in my video. I'll be fast to respond. Thank you. See you all.